Good morning, I'm Terry, and welcome to TARDIS Spider. Today, headlines for March. Yes, I know it's still February, but this is Doctor Who, and I have headlines for March. So please enjoy this video, and if you do, leave a like or subscribe to our channel. And now, headlines for March in Doctor Who. Headline: Davros creates the Daleks. It's the 8th of March, 1975, and in episode 1 of the Genesis of the Daleks, we will meet Davros. Davros is a brilliant Khaled scientist, crippled by radiation. He developed the Daleks from specially bred mutations of the Khaled race. Both Davros and the Daleks are devoid of pity or moral conscience. He helped the Thals annihilate his own race when they threatened Davros's creation, the Daleks. Davros has an uneasy relationship with his own pitiless creations. The Daleks more than once have tried to kill him, believing in their own superiority. But when their own survival is threatened, they often return to Davros for help. Headline: The Sonic Screwdriver makes its debut, the 16th of March, 1968. First appearing in the opening episode of Fury from the Deep, the Doctor's sonic screwdriver has become one of his most trusted and versatile tools. In the first instance, the second Doctor uses it simply as a screwdriver, opening up an inspection box attached to a gas pipeline. The next time the Doctor uses the sonic screwdriver, in The Dominators, he confesses that it's a little more than a screwdriver before using it as a blowtorch to cut through a wall. Over the years, the Doctor has used his trusted screwdriver for a variety of purposes, from opening doors and electronic locks, to detecting and detonating landmines, from disabling or repairing equipment, to detecting various emissions, and even reconnecting barbed wire. In the classic series of Doctor Who, the second, third, fourth, and fifth Doctors all had a sonic screwdriver. It debuted in the Patrick Troughton story, Fury from the Deep, and was destroyed by pterodactyls in The Visitation. In the new series, all of the Doctors have had sonic screwdrivers. Headline: Meet the Sixth Doctor. It's the 22nd of March, 1984. Even after his regeneration at the end of the Caves of Androzani stabilizes over the course of a twin dilemma, the Sixth Doctor is perhaps the most volatile of all of his incarnation. Never one to keep quiet about his talents, theories, or opinions. He believes in himself utterly. It is, he maintains, always someone else's fault when things go wrong, and his own genius that will solve the problem. But the bluster and volume, and the distinctive clothing, are like the trappings of any incarnation of the Doctor's, at least to some extent part of an act. It is a veneer that masks a very real intelligence and a deep concern. Outwardly, he may seem passionate about himself, ready to quote and quip his way through trouble. But it is in the rare moments that we can see that this is still the same brilliant, caring, intensely moral Doctor from all of his previous lives. In many ways, his swings of mood and his changes of attitude are the same as those of his predecessors. What is different is their extremity. Where the second Doctor might let slip an apt quote, the sixth will proclaim it. Where the third Doctor might take it for granted that he is more intelligent than anyone else, the sixth Doctor makes sure they know it. Where the fourth Doctor might rail against injustice and evil, the sixth gives almost an operatic performance to make the point. If the first Doctor is acerbic, the sixth is positively caustic. And where the fifth Doctor is quietly passionate, the sixth Doctor has that same depth of feeling, but a considerably higher volume. This also makes him perhaps the most dangerous incarnation of the Doctor. This is a Doctor who is in every way larger than life. If his enemies are distracted by his bluster, his apparent arrogance, or his dress sense, then it's likely to be at their own cost. Headline: 26 March 2005. Meet the Ninth Doctor. The Ninth Doctor is at once both more human and less human than his previous incarnations. His emotions and his deep feelings betray a humanity that is undercut by his alien perspective. Superficially, he finds excitement and interest in everything. Every danger is a challenge, and every setback an opportunity. But hidden within the Doctor's blunt, no-nonsense approach is a deep sadness. He is a man with a past, and the way he copes with that past is by living for the present, for the moment. We now know that it was the so-called War Doctor who ended the last great Time War between the Time Lords and the Daleks, but he regenerated into the Ninth Doctor almost immediately afterwards. And it is the Ninth Doctor who bears most of the burdens from his actions. The Doctor is, he believes, the last of the Time Lords, the only survivor of his people, left traveling alone because there's no one else left. He's a man living on borrowed time, a survivor when all others died. As a result, he embraces every second he still has, and he finds it's most alive when he is with Rose. He may share a joke and a sense of camaraderie with Captain Jack, but it is Rose who is the Doctor's true soulmate. Until he meets Rose, there is a very real and deep sadness at the heart of the Doctor's soul. He blames himself both for the destruction of the Time Lords and for surviving the Time War. His horror and moral blindness upon discovering that at least one Dalek has also survived is an awful realization that it may have been all for nothing. In the parting of ways, he faces an apparently similar choice. He must choose to sacrifice everyone on Earth to stop the Daleks again, but only this time. The Doctor cannot bring himself to do that sacrifice. And for a recommendation this week, I have made it to Season 5 of The Republic of Doyle. So do enjoy The Republic of Doyle on the Acorn streaming service. Enjoy your journey through time and space. And remember, a child cannot have a favorite book if they do not have one. Give a child a book today.